the second seed is not where you get experimental. Me personally, it's time to put the bread and butter in the bag, and it's looking like they did. They got Zen Aimee, a pretty standard comp, not super wild, and
wait, but who's on what?
Form start.
Wait, who's on what though?
Oh, great question. Honestly, we'll take it either way. I know Kashikoma is fond of the Aimee, but it's going to be Kashikoma on the Zen, Mirrormeg on the Aimee. I'm surprised that Zen was not first pick, but Atlas being locked in. Actually, I think a really interesting question because Atlas is so strong on perfect form start and can counter most everything that perfect form Zen wants to do. Could actually be, is this the greatest drafting I've ever seen? I think I agree with that. That sounds really awesome, and it's working so far. Wow. Wow, is it working?
It's really working. And Save Forever didn't take the perfect form, which is going to lower his power level quite a bit, but it's going to let him be the sole Sparker, the sole ability to be the Mater here. So I'm not, jury's out on whether that's worth it, but it's definitely something that is especially beneficial if you're already ahead, and they're looking very ahead.
Yeah, they're looking incredibly ahead. Honestly, on a perfect form start, like, I think you can just let the Spark go back in the pool. It's fine, but really, we're seeing a ton of damage come onto Mirrormeg, and red alert, we're seeing Hungry Boy take slick kicks. Uh-oh. Buddy, it's Maxwell's meta.
Well,
no, it could perform incredibly well, especially if they're getting these KOs.
It's also,
I'm just a hater.
It's also not as Maxwell's meta, right? You know,
it's not double Maxwell's meta.
Yeah, Slick Kicks is a lot more justifiable nowadays. And Hungry Boy is getting a lot of touches on the core, getting in there, and now dribbles the barrier take, and the KO found, and Zay Forever's walking towards the core. Looking to try and find the dribbles to the bottom side is Zay Forever. Doesn't even need Hungry Boy's assistance there. Finds the goal, and Heavy Metal Gundam. It's looking like a bit of a sweep.
Yeah, this team slated to qualify again, second seed, and is really putting on a qualifying performance. Not even on a qualifying match, but just I think that caliber of player coming out looking great. A little bit of a scare with Hungry Boy on the edge there, but Tragic had him covered. Press this button in case of emergency, and the emergency was almost had. I'm telling you, a lot of damage coming onto Mirrormeg right here, and I don't see how this team is able to get through the Atlas.
Yeah, and it's kind of telling that their positioning is swapped, right? Mirrormeg is playing Brawler and Kashikoma is playing midfield. Their true roles are being revealed here. But with the Atlas gone, maybe they can find some offense here. But Hungry Boy defending quite well on the backside, finding the clears through everybody, finding the strike war wins through everybody, and Potaf forced to burn the log. Still had that in the back pocket to not lose the barrier. Kashikoma now with the insta flip, goes around the world and unsuccessful, a little bit off target there. But they get a past Tragic, they burned the flip from Hungry Boy, and maybe this is the start of a bit of a comeback here.
It only takes a trickle, as they say, and this is a great opportunity. Mirrormeg close to a flip. No energy on Hungry Boy. No energy on Kashikoma is pretty scary. You know, Zentaro bossing up with 1100 base stagger. Gonna be a little tough, but they're able to burn the secondary, use the flip for the last barrier, and get a KO. And this is the Tokyo Blade I'm familiar with.
Yeah, maybe this is what we were looking for here, because they are getting it done suddenly at a 0.5 here, and maybe able to really turn the tide. But we'll still have to see. One barrier down off the center. Maybe they can. It's really all about getting it around Zay Forever, right? The Asher is relatively immobile, doesn't have the perfect form to really force those cooldowns in. Has to be a lot more aware of everything that's going on. So if you get it around the Asher constantly, there's no good chance for the Asher to really do Asher things.
Yeah, especially if you are dumping a lot of damage onto the Asher, forcing Zay to play to get orbs or other things. Healed up now after a lot of resources. Gets a KO though. The Asher things are coming out in full force. And now Tragic getting active here. You know, walking up while Hungry Boy covers the out clear. Great triangle play coming out from Heavy Metal Gundam, but Potat just turned into a god on the pitch. Able to stop everything coming at him, and I'm in awe.
Yeah, but the barrier still stands here, still able to keep this point alive. But as the barrier falls, it's looking a lot more dangerous. Hungry with the flip available, flipping away Mirimeg, but a great Tofu Fortress, and Mirimeg right below. Tragic threads the needle, finds the barrier. Now Kashikoma trying to get it through. Everybody, Potap playing up, which is good, bypassing Zay forever quite a bit. But as Zay dribbles forwards, misses a strike, but still sends it to the bottom side of the Dubu roll. Not quite catching it there, and Heavy Metal Gundam, dangerous set, but they get out of it with a win.
Yeah. Tokyo Blade definitely put up a fight there. But Heavy Metal Gundam locking in, getting what they want, taking big fish on Asher, getting that size. It'd be really nice. I see Stagger Swagger up, and if any member of Heavy Metal Gundam picks it up, as a great opportunity to deny that win condition from Tokyo Blade, but it's going to be picked up by Mirimeg instead, and Heavy Impact being picked up by Kashikoma is very scary. That's perfect form Heavy Impact Zen. I think that's just the best 2 awakenings you can give that character. And now that's going to be a devastating amount of damage coming out all the time from the perfect form Zen. We already see it on Zay Forever. Heavy Metal Gundam is running the double healer comp, but it's going to take a lot of healing to get through the consistent damage that's going to be coming out.
And a lot of it's about the pressure, too, about the hit stun. If Kashikoma can constantly disrupt Tragic and Hungry Boy, that will be really good for Mirimeg to get the follow-ups for Potat to have an easier time. But Zay Forever just zoning everyone away. And wow, the Monumentalist follow-up from Hungry Boy will secure the barrier there as well. Heavy Metal Gundam looking very, very composed here, but Hungry Boy incredibly low, revived now by the Celestial Intervention. And Kashikoma and Mirimeg critically low, taken out. Mirimeg not long for this world as well as the Path Splitter, creating a lot of problems, the passing play around everybody. Tragic could have just gone to Zay there and scored the goal, but now it's a chance for, yeah, Zay knows it too, like with the pass ping. And now, without that pass coming through, Tokyo Blade have a chance in this one.
Yeah, Patat making another great save with the flip on the line, keeping it in play. Mirimeg able to win that on the warping now, coming back, able to push it forward. Kashikoma resuming the midfield role, just hanging out there, looking to get a pass to Mirimeg, pushing it up. Both forwards on Tokyo Blade just kind of push back as the pressure coming out from Zay and Hungry Boy is just, it's palpable. And great zoning from Zay Forever. The airship sends its regards as that guy has been pushed into the wall, and Zay able to pick up the core on the rebound, putting it in, scoring that 1 point. But these points aren't like the points that they scored last set. These are way, way harder. It's looking like Tokyo Blade is really warmed up, ready with their A game in this game, showing up and putting on the performance they need to win.
Yeah, and I really like Heavy Metal Gundam's draft strategy too, right? They banned away the Rasmus. They respected Potat a lot because, as you can see, Potat is doing a lot of work. The barrier falls there, but Mirimeg and Kashikoma are not helping Potat too much. It is not easy, but they find a KO there, and the Tofu Fortress stuff out the flip, and suddenly a good situation for Tokyo Blade, but not if Kashikoma's on death's door as well. Hungry Boy taking a lot of damage, but Kashikoma is the one who is staggered in the end of it all. I think a lot of it does have to do with Heavy Metal Gundam. They're playing a little bit sloppily. Like, they're not playing as clean as expected here, but the pass splitter continues to be really good from Zay Forever. They seem to get the passes, not just the pass splitters, and I think that this game will become a lot simpler. Yeah,
I think so. Just a little bit more synergy trust coming out from these forwards, and a world of difference. But right now, I think each of their individual plays, especially Zay Forever, is just putting on an Asher masterclass. You know, having great plays. Right now, I feel like they just got to get this guy the ball. Hungry Boy getting low, getting love bombed by 500 healing abilities, is back. The flip preserved. Zay getting close to his own, gets it right there. Kashikoma low. What was once a great Tokyo Blade point has now turned into Heavy Metal Gundam's opportunity to just get a KO, get a power play, but not get it with their 2 flips, and now their barrier's down.
Potat is going crazy. Last game and this game, flashes of absolute brilliance. NASL tat even getting it around everybody there as well. Hungry Boy not in position, and Tragic out of place here. Mirimeg with the flip available. Will he get a chance to use it is the question, but the passing lanes are not open at all. Potat around the world. Mirimeg trying to find an opportunity to flip, but no pass finds its way to the IME. Finally, with the pass splitter in his face to the bottom side, but Tragic's there to cover. It's such a dangerous spot there for Zay Forever too, but staying alive, and just there with insurance is the Celestial Intervention. The Firewall Sentry now advancing the core forward. Tragic with a flip available, has plenty of defense to speak of. The Toby Fortress comes out, and Potat, there's only so much you can do in an open net. Of course, the Toby Fortress a little bit preemptive, but everything else so well played by the goalie of Tokyo Blade. Mirimeg and Kashikoma need to get something done.
Yeah, Potat is putting on a 1v1 million performance right here. Just going crazy in the box. But there's only so much a humble little Dubu can do before things start to get really rough. And things are looking really rough right now as Heavy Metal Gundam looking to just shut down this game right here, right now. A quick 21-second point, and that's going to be a second set to them.
Yeah, it's now looking very, very dangerous. 3-0 Zay Forever MVP. And this is not the place you want to be. Recovery drone, additional size coming in. And even if you manage to KO Zay Forever and Tragic's not there with the Celestial Intervention, that'll still be revived. So much leeway for the side of Heavy Metal Gundam here. Glass Cannon on the Dubu. A lot more agency, but that Monumentalist now is going to snipe out the Dubu's Glass Cannon so often. With the Monk Titans as well, so much mobility to get across the field, and nothing even close from the side of Tokyo Blade here. The aerial's dash range is nice on the Zentaro, but it is not looking nice overall.
No, definitely a phenomenal draft from Heavy Metal Gundam, and I do think the aerials could come into play, could make some a big difference, especially converting from defense to offense. But there's no easy way to put this. Heavy Metal Gundam is just running away with this game, and it's going to take, we've already been seeing miracle plays from Potat. It's going to take, whatever comes next. Like, we need some super miracles coming out here if Tokyo Blade wants to win this game.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, as Mirimeg and Kachikoma taking a lot of damage as well. That's the issue with facing the double healing comp as well, is that you're the ones who get chipped down while they just heal up, right? Even if they're not really expecting to damage, you just take damage from the base damage of the abilities while they're staying topped up. Mirimeg being chased down here. A back pass flip interrupted by Mirimeg though, but a flip out from Zay Forever, forcing out the Toby Fortress from Potat. That's an important resource gone, and forcing in is Zay Forever, but Potat looking very solid on the defense. A flip now, but strike shot away. Potat keeping this goal locked down, but again, this barrier take is looking so difficult.
Yeah, how did these two characters get through the Asher, or the Atlas here? The Asher as well, who's just killing them this entire time. It's just so tough. This guy is an iron wall, and I suppose Potat putting up a much more impressive performance on the Dubu, just not letting anything go through at all, is constantly under fire, and is still holding the line. You know, both these goalies just making this game really drag out in a way that I don't think it would if either of them weren't on these picks or playing any worse.
Oh, dangerous spot here for Potat, but gets it around Zay Forever. Mirimeg also a dangerous spot, and goes right to Zay Forever for 2 attempts at the goal. Potat has no help on the defense, unfortunately, and the offense is so difficult, right? Picking Zentaro Aimi into Atlas, like you mentioned so many times. It is not looking easy, and that's just a primary. That's just the astral projection. You're dead, as Mirimeg and Potat left to do something, I guess.
Yeah, just someone saved Potat fast. This guy's putting on an Olympic level Omega Strikers performance, and just be playing into Atlas now, Asher, and that's gonna be another point. Heavy Metal Gundam starting to speed it up here, 1 point away from winning this game, and I feel like Tokyo Blade's starting to run out of steam. This is a difficult game to be on the receiving end of.
But on the side of Heavy Metal Gundam, right, it's a very, very good game. We saw the passing plays get a lot better. We saw them accelerating as the game went on, and we're seeing a pretty dominant performance with this very, very clear composition. Like, you know exactly what they're up to, and they're getting it done, which is a very good sign for the second seed. A team that is pretty much assumed to be qualifying this week. If they don't, it's really bad, but a performance like this is very, very good in terms of just expectations and in terms of mental going into their future games that have more stakes that determine whether you're heading to Liftoff or not. And in Liftoff as well, I think Heavy Metal Gundam have a very, very good showing here. And as Tragic walks up, we might be seeing this game come to an end pretty soon. Hungry Boy getting chased down. A flip out from Tragic goes nowhere, but nowhere is fine when you're the ones in control of everything.
Yeah, and I think that really is the name of the game, is that Heavy Metal Gundam just has all the tempo. They control this entire game. They decide when it's Potat, again, putting up a phenomenal performance. The last bastion of hope for Tokyo Blade, but unfortunately the insta-flip at that range is just going to be sniping that one real quick. Heavy Metal Gundam taking it, and that was difficult to watch.
That was difficult to watch because of how well Zay played as well, right? Like, that guy was getting KOs, that guy was dribbling in front of the net, that guy was setting up path splitters. 9 goals tells the tale. Only 3 assists on Hungry Boy and Tragic. Zay Forever was solo scoring and solo scoring well.
Yeah. It was a one-man army, 7 KOs, just he did it all. That's how this comp can function, is that the Atlas and now hang back and let the Asher just single-handedly take it through the corner, force situations that are really difficult for the enemy team. That is what Asher is built to do. And so, you know, made Hungry Boy, especially Tragic's life, pretty nice, as Zay was able to just sweep through and take things while they supported him.
Yeah, well, we'll be right back with some more games here. And don't go anywhere, because we have some good ones, including a team that maybe shouldn't be here, which is crazy because that happened last week too. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.